So I'm on a team called Tampa Bay Area Cyclists. And for 12 years, one of our biggest fundraisers is called Kick Up Your Heels. Never thought I would enjoy being on stage with a wig and heels so much, but I've pretty much been a participant every year. And they're like, "Are you going to do it this year?" I'm like, "Oh, I guess."
Welcome to the Skittle Squad Podcast. We're glad to have you here today listening. My name is David Smith, and we're here with my fabulous co-host.
I'm Paul Pfeiffer.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I haven't seen you for a little while.
I know. I missed your face.
What have you been doing?
Working and, all this other stuff. So work has been like crazy lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like maybe a day away from work.
Yes.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much fun talking with all of our guests.
Yeah.
So I see today you have a new t-shirt.
I do.
And show everybody, my dog thinks I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yes. You have 3 fur babies.
I do. I have 3 fur babies. And the oldest one is Chaucer. And he's kind of a sweet old soul. Like he doesn't move as fast as he used to. So he's just kind of laid back, quiet, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then there is Rembrandt, who is the one that is tied to my hip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like very attached to me.
Oh, cute.
And then Hobbs is the youngest, and Hobbs, is Rick's kind of shadow.
Oh, okay.
And Hobbs is the high maintenance, like whiny dog. Like he has to have the attention all the time.
Oh, okay. So you're somewhat similar to you in the house.
No, kind of similar to you.
Okay, right, sure. Okay, right. Well, that's cute. We'll have to definitely flash a picture up of your cute fur babies. Yeah, we can flash a picture
of the fur babies.
Now, do they hang out with Rick in the backyard while he's working a lot, or?
Not really too much
hot?
Because it's too hot for them.
Yeah.
None of them go in the pool either.
Okay.
Although Chaucer likes it when Rick is using the hose. And he likes to be like in the water while.
So does he hose you guys off or just the dogs?
No, the dogs.
Oh, got you. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
So you sent me a message the other day about an event at the Ball.
Yeah.
Which is in the same building as Cocktail, owned by David Fisher and Lee.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I love that place. So apparently they're doing a Pitch a Friend event where your friend can actually on stage present your single people to the audience.
Yep.
And so you were saying that maybe you were thinking about doing that for me, right?
Yeah, I would totally do a PowerPoint.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot.
PowerPoint presentation on why someone should date you.
Well, why do I have a feeling that after the presentation, I might just be single forever?
I don't know.
What would be 1 or 2 bullets that would be on that PowerPoint? I'd love to hear this.
God. So I'll be nice.
No. You could say whatever comes to mind.
Okay, so the first thing that comes to mind is that he's a little bit of a control freak. So you have to like someone who's a little bit anal and wants to have things in a particular way.
Right. Are you referencing anything specific?
Well, I mean, if we want to go into like. So here's the thing. So again, for those of you who haven't watched the show before we tape and we go into the studio, David always does, show notes, which I truly appreciate. And listed on those are a set of hot topics that we would discuss in the first segment. So one of the hot topics was, what's something you've learned about yourself since we started the podcast?
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to flip that and say, what have you learned about your co-host
since
you started the podcast?
Oh, that is shady.
So what I've learned about David since we started the podcast, and you're free to give it back to me after, is that he's a very, very anal about every little thing going on in the studio. From your papers cannot be more than half an inch in depth to you can't have Stanley cups on the desk. You can't do this, you can't do that. Your shirts have to be perfectly pressed, like they just came from the cleaners. You know, and I'm more laid back.
Yeah. You're
And-
more of like the trailer. Right. I don't want to say anything additional with adjectives, but you know, you're more of like wrinkled
Okay.
T-shirt, Stanley Cup.
I will admit,
empty beer cans on the table.
I mean, I'll admit, I grew up in a trailer court. I am
Right.
trailer trash
Yeah.
for sure. You know, I'll be the first one to say that all day long.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far. You're not trailer trash.
So, you know, I'm a little bit more laid back. I'm not as like high maintenance as David is.
Well, I think people can be high maintenance in different ways.
Okay.
Right. So that's what you learned about me, that I'm anal. That is such a weird word to use. I don't know why. I don't want to say much else, but that word is just ringing very differently to me.
Well, you very much like to be in control. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So
well, here's the funny thing. So I feel like I've really taken a big step back.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So I was, really trying to like go with the flow, just relax, just let everything go naturally. But maybe the perception from you is a little different.
No.
All right.
I mean, and I love you to death, you know that. So this is just, he is a little bit of a control freak, just a little bit.
So if you were to do a bullet on the PowerPoint for Pitch a Friend, that would be one. Control freak.
Yeah. High maintenance.
It's
freak.
funny because
and you're a little bit dramatic, as we found out in the boat episode.
I need that T-shirt you had. Like I'm gonna need
you
to buy
are a
one
little
of those.
bit dramatic.
Yes, that's true.
So I would add that as a bullet point in your deck.
Yeah, anal and a control freak and a little bit dramatic. I do have to agree with you on 2 out of 3. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And it's funny because over the years, as I've gotten older, my controlling nature and whatever has really drastically decreased. So apparently it's still a work in progress. Okay. Well, anywho, so let me see something that I've learned about you since doing the podcast. I would say probably you do like to get pretty immediate responses to your messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But we're talking like instant response.
No, I'm not quite that
So
bad.
what's your
I'm not quite that
SLA? Do you know what that? I mean, what's
yes,
your?
I know what an SLA is.
What's your turn time for like messages? Like,
I don't know. Within a couple of hours or so. Okay. I mean, don't ignore it for the entire day. Although I will admit, as I've gotten older, I've gotten worse with that. Like I'll see a text message and I can't respond to it right then and there because I'm in a meeting or something's going on.
Right.
And then I forget.
Oh, okay. Right. Well,
and that's gotten me in trouble a couple of times. With
right.
people.
Well, it's funny. I was hanging out with my BFF, Mia, and she was trying to text somebody, but we were in the middle of like 1,000 things.
Yeah.
And her daughter was like, Mom, can't you wait just a minute to send that text? And she's like, if I don't send this now, I'll forget.
Yeah.
And so it does get to that point where you do.
I do.
But I do find myself sometimes wanting to pause to send out maybe a message back because I'm in the middle of something and I feel like I've been burned in the past by like trying to send a quick message and then it like gets misinterpreted and then it's like, wait. And then you're going back and forth. So sometimes I do like to take a little bit of time.
Yeah. And a lot of people like reach out to me via Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And I don't have notifications turned on. So unless I'm actually in Facebook,
right,
I don't realize that someone has sent me a message until I'm actually get into Facebook.
So I should start texting you directly then.
Yeah, you should start texting me directly if you want an immediate response.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have my Facebook message notification off, but I do have Messenger on.
I have it on.
I may turn it off.
I have it on. It's just that I don't see notifications. So because it was getting to the point where it was like going off all the time.
Right.
And if you wear a smartwatch and your smartwatch like vibrates every time you get a notification on your phone, it's distracting.
Oh my gosh, that's right. You have that smartwatch. Yeah, I give you a lot of credit, honestly, for wearing that, because I don't think I know I couldn't.
Yeah.
It would just be too distracting.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
is distracting for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But it's cool because then you have your loops for your fitness, and it gives you all this data.
And it tells you when you're stressed out, which mine is like always, you're stressed out.
You're stressed out all the time?
All the time. Because we all know I have anxiety. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Right.
So, and then it also like bitches you out, like, get up and walk, you fat ass.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, and I don't like to, you and Jason were talking about, before the show, talking about exercising. I'm like, I have no idea what you two are talking about because I hate exercise. So,
Well, for me, I've learned, like, just from a mental health perspective, I have to exercise.
Well, it's funny you say that because my friend Ward,
for me.
Yeah, my friend Ward, I talked to him today and he said the same thing.
Oh,
like he likes to work out because it's a stress reliever for him, but I just can't. No, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it.
Is there any like anything that you enjoy? Like, well, we were bowling. We were in a bowling league. That was fun.
Yeah, I love to bowl. And a lot of times, sometimes we'll go bike riding with, like Adam and Freddie, our friends fun. Adam and Freddie.
Yeah.
That's fun. But other than that, I'm not the type of person to walk into a gym and get on a treadmill or.
Now, would you be the type of person to go on a group outing, like maybe if everyone's going kayaking or canoeing at like a natural spring, because we've got so many of those here?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
That's something that I'm trying to put together.
Yeah, maybe.
That's kind of fun. And they even have the lazy rivers where you can kind of float down the lazy river, which I think also would be a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Because kayaking, canoeing, that can get strenuous depending on how far you're going and if you're paddling upstream or downstream.
Well, so I almost died.
Oh my goodness. Really? What do you mean? On a canoe or kayak or?
When I was growing up, we used to go canoeing all the time. And we used to go canoeing at these this river that had rapids. So you would be calm and then you'd hit rapids and then you'd be calm and then you'd hit rapids.
Yeah.
Well, we hit this one rapids and I was like 8 years old. The canoe capsized. I hit my head on a branch.
Oh my gosh.
And was knocked unconscious.
Okay.
And almost drowned. And we were stuck on one side of the river. They had to actually do a human chain.
Oh my goodness.
To get us back to the other side of the river.
Okay.
So it would be like a little weird for me to be on a canoe.
Yeah.
But I'm older now, so maybe it would be okay.
Yeah. Well, I think luckily here the land is so flat. Yeah. You probably don't get any of those crazy rapids.
Yeah. They were intense.
Yeah. What state were you in again?
Missouri.
Okay. Yeah. I went in the Youghiogheny, which is in Pennsylvania, whitewater rafting. And we don't have enough time right now today, but I do have one of those very similar stories that luckily everyone lived. But it was crazy. Yeah. It can be really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't have a guide. And, we were probably like 22. We're like, we can do this. And we couldn't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, it sounded like a good idea at the time, and then you regret it afterwards. So we did not. I don't even think we went on a canoe trip after that.
You were probably traumatized.
Well, I've almost died like a few times.
Oh my gosh.
It has. That's not the only time.
Well, maybe we need to do a hot topic statement.
Hot topics where
of
name all the times
death.
that Paul almost died.
Oh my goodness. I know for sure, personally for me, I know of 2.
I have 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'd be a fun thing to talk about. Oh my goodness. Yeah, for real. Well, we're still here.
Woo! Yeah, we survived. Woo!
Well, I think we should wrap up and bring in our guest today. So excited to talk to Jason Fields. Yep. He's a 2025 Voice for Equity Award. And so he won that at the Quality event here in Tampa Bay area, I think just recently over the last couple of months. So really, really excited to talk to him. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.
Fam League is Tampa Bay's ultimate adult social sports league, bringing together kickball, dodgeball, pickleball, bowling, and more in a fun, social, and all-inclusive environment. Whether you're here to compete, connect, or just have a blast, there's a place for you in this community. We're proudly LGBTQIA+ inclusive and welcome players of all skill levels. From themed tournaments, and sponsored bar nights to bar Olympics and watch parties for your favorite sporting events. Fam League is more than just sports and events. It's a family. And they accept old people like David and muffin tops like me.
Welcome back. We're thrilled to introduce our guest today, Jason Fields. Welcome, Jason.
Hey,
guys, how you doing?
So, Jason, some people would say that you're maybe even the mayor of St. Pete. Everyone knows you. I moved into the community a couple of years ago, and I think I met you almost immediately. So great, so welcoming. Everyone knows you. Sometimes even as a fun kind of party thing, what we'll do if I meet some folks that I haven't met before, we'll go on Facebook and be like, do you know Jason? How many mutual friends do you have in common? And we'll kind of like look and be like, oh, 80 people I know. Yeah, so anyway, just kind of a fun thing. But just to show, your presence in the community. So you've been in St. Pete since 2021 with your husband Channing.
That's
and
right.
Then you moved to Tampa Bay in 2007.
Right.
So kind of what drew you over to St. Pete from Tampa?
Well, so I lived in Tampa Bay from 2007 to 2021. So I was super happy in Tampa.
Mhm.
No love lost for Tampa. It was my home for however many years that was, 2007, 21. But I had my mom move in with us.
Okay.
My mother moved down from Roanoke, Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and with my husband Channing and I. And so after about 3 years, we loved having mom there. I wouldn't trade her for anything. She has since passed. But so these years together were amazing. But after about 3 years, Channing and I were like, mom's always in the kitchen,
Mm.
And so love her to death. But, we were thinking of a mother-in-law suite.
Mhm.
So we started to think about, well, okay, let's look at properties. And everyone that lived in St. Pete was like, we love St. Pete. We love it. It's like a big neighborhood you live in. So we decided to look at properties in St. Petersburg
Okay.
because a lot more properties with, additional dwelling units, in the back.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Right. So we went over to there to look, and the house that we fell in love with and we settled on didn't have one, didn't have an additional dwelling unit. So mom moved less than a mile down the street in her own apartment, and she loved it.
Oh, nice.
But that's what took us over to St. Pete.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And once there, fell in love with it like everybody else does. But I'm an equal opportunity employer, and I love both sides of the bay. Let me just say that.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's funny because I met you at the Equality Florida Gala in Tampa.
In Tampa.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first time you and I had met.
That's
so
right.
I think you were still living on the Tampa side when I met you. So
Yeah. And I still go to the Tampa Gala.
Yeah, and speaking of congratulations, you won the 2025 Voiceware Quality Award.
yeah.
That's really
Thanks.
exciting. How did that
Thanks,
feel?
guys.
How did that feel?
It was humbling. It was amazing. That award came along at a time of personal growth for me. Like many people, I have been, fearful of things coming down the pike
Mhm.
with all this supposed war on equality
Yeah.
and equity and diversity, and from a national level down. And I don't know. I've been trying to get in more, I was already involved in the community, but I was giving a lot of attention over the last couple of years to Equality Florida because of all their good work
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
combating that. Right.
Right.
So I'm one who learned a long time ago that if you're fearful of something, try to make effectual change and get involved.
Yeah.
So I got really involved in Equality Florida. And the organization that gave me so much comfort, gave me that award, which was wonderful. And so it was exhilarating. It was wonderful. I had hosted a couple of mixers for Equality Florida,
Mhm.
and was really getting into the networking with it and working with their new campaign manager, Preston Scott.
Mhm.
And so after I organized the award, after I organized the mixer earlier this year, he called me shortly after and told me about the award. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Mm.
I had a trip planned to London,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to leave the day before the gala where
Wow.
you get the award.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked with Channing and I changed it. He went on and I went the next day.
Oh, wow.
So I went from the gala to the airport. My good friend Don Casino whizzed me down
Wow.
in a car and we went. So I was bound and determined to be there
Yeah.
to accept an award from an organization that has given me so much comfort in these times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And standing up there, and accepting the award, that was my appeal to everybody at the gala, is to do something, get involved. You know, this amazing agenda that Equality Florida has. I'm lucky that I've gotten to participate in it and be part of it. And so encouraging everybody, using the award as a platform
Right.
to appeal to other people to get involved in their great agenda is what I've done. So.
Yeah, I haven't been too involved with the Equality Florida, but you've been pretty involved with it,
I've
right?
always been a
Yeah.
financial sponsor for
Mhm.
Equality Florida because they do some great work. And Jason, you were also involved in Balance Tampa Bay.
Yes.
And David and I were both board members. We're not
Mhm.
board members anymore, but we were board members of Balance Tampa Bay. So we
Yes.
have that in common as well.
I was a board member of Balance Tampa Bay for 9 years.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that
9
long.
years. Yes. And in the
Okay.
spirit of rotation, decided a couple years ago, it's time to move on to something else.
Yeah.
Because those were great years, though, with Balance Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
9 years ago, I was just kind of getting my footing. I'm a member of the sober community. And that's what brought me to Tampa back in 2007.
Okay.
And so after I kind of got, after treatment and got my footing and re-entered my medical career, I was a pediatrician in North Carolina.
Mm.
I would do addiction medicine with Baycare Behavioral Health here in the Tampa Bay area.
Mhm.
And so I re-entered medicine in addiction medicine and did a fellowship with the University of Florida in addiction medicine. And after a couple years, around 2011, 2012, a few years into sobriety, I have always had a lot of energy. And so in recovery, it's good for me to be, busy, a good
Yes.
busy,
Right.
doing things, that in the community. And so I went to a Balance Tampa Bay social
Mhm.
Okay.
in like 2010 and was welcomed and kind of met so many friends in Balance Tampa Bay. That was kind of my launching pad
Yeah.
into this community,
Oh,
was
interesting. Okay.
Balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Balance Tampa Bay is balance of fellowship and philanthropy.
It really is a great organization. But now you're president of the Crew of Cavaliers,
Yes.
which I have attended a few of the events that you've partnered with other charities on. Maybe you could tell folks about that.
Wonderful. Keep coming, and we look forward to your application with the Crew of Cavaliers. So, yeah, the Crew of Cavaliers is a 41-year-old crew, Krewe, crew like Gasparilla,
Right.
Okay.
Night Parade, the St. Pete Pride Parades, the Tampa Pride Parade, where
Right.
different crews, get on their float and do their thing and participate in the parades. But we're a lot more than a crew. We're really philanthropic. We kind of reorganized about 5 years ago,
Okay.
and included in our bylaws are the ability 4 times a year to hold a help local philanthropies with their fundraising efforts. And so the
Right.
crew's really involved in the community in that way.
It's so
And we're-
amazing
and
what
we're
you're able
growing.
to do. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
can really bring so much exposure to these smaller nonprofits or charities that really just don't have that magnifying glass. And then you can really just magnify those charities. It really is great.
And if you're looking for help with your fundraiser, contact the Crew of Cavaliers. Contact me.
I love that.
We'd love
and
to
I
help.
like
We'd
the
love to
Crew of the
help.
Cavaliers because the Cavalier was actually our high school mascot. So
Oh, fun.
Fantastic.
That is fun.
Our regalia is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we all have the same hat.
yeah.
So if you're a
Yeah.
member of the Crew of Cavaliers, you get your regalia. We have a template you pick from for the regalia at Pirate Fashions in Tampa. But everybody gets the same hat.
That is fun. Now, I do have to ask you, so there's a store just for pirate fashions?
There is a store called Pirate Fashions
Okay.
where a lot of regalia is
Oh,
purchased.
that's cool.
Different
Oh, my
types of
goodness.
regalia, depending
Okay.
on what the theme you are.
Right,
you
right.
know,
Okay.
So we're Cavaliers, our crew, but there's other regalia.
Well, you guys had an absolutely amazing float at the St. Pete Pride Parade.
Yeah, we saw it.
So is that something that you guys assembled yourself? Or, I mean, is that something that you put together at some
rented
point?
that float.
Oh, you rented it. Okay.
We rented that float, and we have for years.
Oh.
So when COVID came along, before that, the crew had we had always rented a float, and there was a lot of inventory. There were plenty of floats to rent.
Oh, okay.
We haven't owned our float before in our 41-year-old history. Many crews do own their own float.
Okay.
So part of my legacy, I'm currently the president of the Crew of Cavaliers.
Right.
It's called the Illustrious Knight Commander. Kind of,
I love that.
it's kind of gay sounding, right? But oh well, right?
Sounds illustrious.
We're an
though,
LGBT
anyway.
plus crew, LGBT plus crew. But we are currently refurbishing a float that we bought from Ferg's. They were using it as a stage, Ferg's in St. Pete.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is right now getting refurbished under our direction with one of our committees.
Oh, that's fun.
We're going to use it. We're going to roll out that float and be on it for the night parade in February of 2026.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you said there's 4 parades per year?
We're participating currently in 3.
3. Okay.
But now that we have our own float, we may
Maybe 4.
participate in a lot more.
Yeah, that's really fun. How many people are on the float last St. Pete Pride Parade?
So our float, we hope, will hold about 40 folks.
40. Okay, that's
40,
a lot
yeah.
of people.
Yeah. And if that fills up, first come, first serve, you can walk with
Yeah.
us, that kind of thing. So
Well, Paul, you loved walking in the St. Pete Pride Parade, right?
is that true?
I walk in the St. Pete Pride Parade pretty much almost every year.
I heard you
Yeah.
talking about exercise earlier. Did
Well-
you really enjoy it?
So, David, this is kind of a side
Side note.
note from
Uh-huh.
David, because he was making fun of me because we marched with the Big Gay Radio Show, our friends at the
Oh,
Big Gay
nice.
Radio Show
Nice.
in the St.
Yeah.
Pete Pride Parade. And he makes fun of me because I was wearing jeans.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
in-
was wearing
in June?
jeans. Yeah, I was wearing jeans
See, Jason-
because
okay.
Were they
this is
cut
why,
offs?
Jason.
Were they
this
Daisy
is
Dukes?
why. This is why, Jason, because I stay out of the sun. Like I've lost a couple of close people to me from skin cancer, so on and so forth. So I try to stay out of the sun as much as I possibly can. My legs are like super, super ghostly white, like the top of David's head. So I don't like to subject people to the glare from my legs so I wear jeans a lot.
That's very considerate of you.
But it was super hot. It was.
I was worried he was going to
They
have.
make great sunscreen these days.
I know.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Well, I mean, great sunscreen. Yes. You could put that on your white legs.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know what? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I was more worried from a perspective of I just didn't want him to pass out. Because it
Understood.
Because
was so
I was
hot.
the
It was
safety boy. I was the safety
unbelievably
boy.
hot.
It was.
So I had to walk
Yes.
behind the truck, and
Yeah.
the exhaust from the truck made it like 20 degrees hotter than what it really was.
It was warm.
So,
It's a hot one.
It was warm.
It's a labor of love sometimes to be in that parade.
It
yeah,
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
It
sure.
is.
I
It's-
recommend a parasol and sunscreen and shorts to everyone. Shorts.
Well, I'm happy to report he did wear shorts the next day at the street festival.
I did. Yeah,
Okay,
Yes,
that's
I did.
yes, yeah,
I did.
yeah. It was really hot, but like it is a labor of love. People don't realize how early you need to get there, and of course, like with the float, you've got to get the float in the position at the right time and get everyone coordinated there. But then when you're walking down the street for the parade, it's so much fun
Yes.
Yeah.
It is so fun.
seeing
And
everybody.
the
out.
energy is always good.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah. And now more than ever, I want to be in a parade. I want to be in a pride parade and
Mhm.
celebrate, when people are trying to suppress us, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Right?
I want to get loud.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I want to get together.
So
And I want to be proud.
Mhm.
So on that note, Jason, so I feel like sometimes we've heard other people on the show have said, that this should be the time when the community is joining together and joining forces from a political standpoint because of everything that's going on. And I've gotten some feedback from folks that they feel like, our community is a little bit too cliquey sometimes. Do you feel that it's cliquey? And if you don't, like, or if you do, how can we fix that? How can we all join together and partner up together? Because now is the time where we need to do that.
I don't think there's any room for clickiness right now. I think, we're an LGBT plus community, but we are all different. And some of us are into different things than others. And you get, you naturally are drawn to certain groups of people or individuals more than others. But I think no matter what you're involved in the community, you need to be open and welcoming. It's one of the things I love about the organizations I've participated in, especially Equality Florida, right? When you're talking about the L and the G and the B and the T and the A, the ally and the plus, they embrace it all.
All right.
They embrace it all.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good time to point out that the great work of Equality Florida needs to be recognized. You can go to eqfl.org and you can look at their monthly resistance report. And you can see what's going on and how you can become part of the voice, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We can all be the voice throughout the year. And in 2024, Equality Florida prevented 24 of 25. I believe that's right. It's either 25 of 26 or 24 or 25. All but one of the anti-LGBT legislation was killed.
That's amazing.
It did not go to the floor to get amazing, right?
Yeah.
And in 2025, all of the anti-LGBT legislation died on the vine.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because of people showing up, attestations from people about how this affected their lives, and people just coming together. No one being cliquey, no one, everybody setting out their differences aside. We need to be one voice when stuff like that happens.
Absolutely agree 100%. And now we're running into the situation recently where they're wanting to get rid of the rainbow crosswalks, so on and so forth. So,
let's talk about that. Of all the things that they could be working on.
Right.
They want to get rid of a rainbow crosswalk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, that's laughable.
It is
It's
laughable.
like,
Yeah.
you guys are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know.
And we
think
just
that,
repainted ours.
and and we just did repaint it. Yeah.
Yes.
Like right before St. Pete Pride, it was
Yeah.
repainted.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that when I hear about things like that, so what does federal and state government with restrictive laws or policies do? They incite fear and they threaten funding.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
That's
Yes.
they control the purse strings. So they're like, well, we're not going to fund you if you have a rainbow crosswalk or if you put the rainbow flag on any infrastructure.
Yeah.
I think that's coming from the Department of Transportation.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida Department
And
of Transportation.
here's
If
the
only
thing.
Pete Buttigieg was still there.
So we've got housing costs that are so high that people can't afford to live, in a decent place. We have insurance costs that are skyrocketing, both car insurance,
Rent is up.
house
If you
insurance.
rent, it's
is
getting crazy.
the highest it's ever
It's
been.
unbelievable.
People can't afford groceries, and we're worried about a rainbow crosswalk. Like, where are the priorities here?
So I don't know. I hope that, if there's legislation that comes down about it, I hope that we will show up and be loud about it.
I do know that just as frequent as this morning, I did get a message about a petition that is now going around
Yeah.
to prohibit that rainbow flag on the street on Central and St. Pete to be removed. So there is a grassroots movement here in St. Pete, and there
By
is
conservatives.
some traction. No, to keep it.
To keep it.
To keep
it.
To keep
Yeah.
it.
To
Good,
keep
good,
it.
good.
Yeah. So the petition is to keep it. Yes.
Well, let's
so
hope
I
our
will
local
forward that
government does that.
to you, and so hopefully we can get some traction on that. That
Yes.
just started this morning. So.
Because you know what? If they keep it, I'm going to help repaint it next year. I'll pledge right here, right now to that.
I love
I
that.
think
That's
I'll have
so
to take a
great.
day off work because they do it on a Thursday.
I
I'll
think
make
you're
it
right.
happen.
during
They
the
do
week.
it during
I
the
will
week.
make it happen. I'll have a PTO day.
So are you, I had a note here that there's an Equality Florida Tampa Gala in November of 2025.
There is.
Okay. And then what's your association with that? Are you?
I'm going to just attend.
Okay, you're attending.
and
Okay,
to-
got you.
and to
Okay.
support it and
Mhm.
make a financial commitment.
Yeah, that
as
makes
well.
sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
So so here in we have the Equality Florida Gala. The St. Pete one was in May.
Yeah.
And then in November, so nice, about 6 months apart.
Yeah.
It's in Tampa. So I plan to attend both moving
Yeah,
forward.
the St. Pete one's always around my birthday. So sometimes I can attend.
Scorpio?
And sometimes Taurus.
Tour.
Yeah.
St. Pete one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
May.
St. Pete.
May,
Mhm.
yeah. Early May. I'm May. Gemini though,
Yeah, our birthdays
ex-
aren't that far
which
apart.
explains a lot of things.
Yeah.
My sister's a Gemini.
Just
I feel
ask my
like I know
husband.
you. Yeah. Yeah. That's Channing, right?
I think he's going to write a book. I'm married to a Gemini.
That's so funny. You also have an event coming up. You're doing some fundraising at the Wet Spot
Yes.
for the Joyride. And so maybe you could tell folks about what Joyride is and how they
Oh,
can participate.
It's awesome. So for 20 years, there was the Smart Ride,
Mhm.
165-mile bike journey from the University of Miami to Key West High School. And that is an endeavor that had an executive director who resigned a couple years ago, and thus they switched it to the Joyride.
Mm.
And last year's first Joyride was the same path. It was University of Miami to Key West High School.
Okay.
These rides, Smart Ride and now Joyride, are efforts to do fundraising with 100% of funds raised by participants, crew, and bike riders
Mhm.
goes to HIV service organizations throughout Florida
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
and helps them provide lots of services for individuals infected and affected by HIV and AIDS.
Mm.
And locally, we have the participant locally is Epic Empath
Yep.
is the beneficiary. And so we're working closely with them and setting up fundraisers. So I'm on a team called Tampa Bay Area Cyclists.
Okay.
We're about 12 years old. And for 12 years, one of our biggest fundraisers is called Kick Up Your Heels, where never thought I would enjoy being on stage with a wig and heels so much, but I've pretty much been a participant every year. And they're like, "Are you going to do it this year?" I'm like, "Oh, I guess if I have to."
I have seen you before at one of those events, and it was very fun.
I hope it was a good year.
It was very
There's been
fun.
some better ones.
It was a couple of years ago. It was very,
Okay.
very fun.
For
yeah.
example, I tried to do Belinda Carlisle, and everyone got Barbara Streisand.
Oh,
I don't know. That was a few years ago. Some years I've been better.
right.
I did a good Pink a while back, but this year's event is season 12. It's called Legends,
Mm-hmm.
and it is going to be at Cocktail St. Pete
Mhm.
in the Wet Spot, their
Mhm.
pool area there. So we're being gifted that area thanks to the generous owners of
great.
Cocktail, who were on your podcast recently.
They were.
Yes, it
Yes.
was so much
Yes.
fun talking
They-
with them.
It was great
David
talking
Fisher
with
and
them.
Lee.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, Manuel. And so it is on Saturday, October 11th at the Wet Spot at 7 p.m.
Okay.
So come one, come all.
Mhm.
Come on and come on in and see us kick up our heels. We're going to have a nice lineup for you. It'll be a lot of fun. It's always a blast. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really, really is a lot of fun, the event I went to. And Cocktail's always a great, fun space to celebrate in,
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a blast.
So did they change the path this year for the bike ride? Is it different?
Yes. Thanks for reminding me. So
Mhm.
this year, it's going to be from the Orlando area to St. Petersburg.
Okay.
How about that?
That is
Not
kind
on
of fun.
I-4.
Not along I-4. No. It's-
Because that would be like scary.
Yes,
Yeah, that
that's
would be
not-
scary.
Yes, that's not going to happen. Right. I think it goes from the Orlando area, it goes up into, I don't know, towards what is it called?
Is it near like one of the parks or is it near downtown
Gainesville.
Disney?
Towards
Gainesville.
Gainesville.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
got you.
escaping me.
Okay.
And then we're going to end up staying in Lando Lakes, Florida. Right? Wonderful Lando Lakes.
Yes.
And then that's going to be about 100 miles. We stay overnight, and then they're going to make their way down and end in the St. Pete area. I don't know
Okay.
exactly where. Maybe the pier? We'll see.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's amazing that it's ending here in St. Pete.
Ends in St. Pete.
Yeah, because
That's
I
For the
don't.
super
first year.
cool.
Yeah, I don't think people understood the logistical challenge.
Yep.
You know, you had to get your team to the starting point with all of your gear.
Yes.
And then I don't know. Do you have a team that travels with you as you're riding?
So yeah, so it's a
Volunteers, yeah.
TBAC,
Okay.
TBAC,
Uh-huh.
Tampa Bay Area Cyclists, and is the team I'm on. But there are several local teams and teams throughout Florida and other states that will be participating.
Mm-hmm.
But bikers and crew have to be in the Orlando area from the start,
Mm-hmm.
formerly Miami, but this year out of Orlando. The night before, we all do a safety video and an orientation. And then you get up the next morning and leave really early and push off, and you do about 100 miles the first day.
Wow.
So obviously training is already underway.
Yeah.
And then the crew is there to help us along. And the crew does in different capacities, helps
Okay.
the bike riders get from point A to point B.
And then what
in
is
2
it?
days.
A 2-day ride?
2-day
Yeah,
ride.
2-day ride. Wow.
About 165 miles.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you guys can end in St. Pete. So that's really great for
Yes.
the St. Pete teams.
Yeah, we all get our own fundraising page. So, and teams have different endeavors to raise money, AKA kick up your heels.
So if someone wanted to donate to your team, they can go on to the Joyride website, or is there? Okay.
They can.
Okay.
They can. And we're Tampa Bay Area Cyclists, or, you can hopefully someone will reach out that's on the
Mhm.
team for a donation.
That's what
Or-
happened to me.
Or come to kick up
Oh,
your
okay.
or come to kick up your heels.
Or come
Yeah,
to kick-
that would sound
yeah.
like it's going to be a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
fun event.
Put it in your calendar.
So for folks that get in touch with you or get more involved, I'm guessing they can go on Crew of Cavaliers website, or
Yes.
like what socials or websites would you want to call out?
Well, so I guess, so I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, for the Joyride, you can go to thejoyridefl.org,
Okay.
and you can look up all that's going on there. Thejoyridefl.org. For the Crew of Cavaliers, it is crewofcavaliers.com.
Okay.
We have a good website that shows what's going on, and soon we're going to start a newsletter, and you have the option to get
nice.
the quarterly newsletter with all the events going on with the crew,
Mm-hmm.
and come to events and join us in our fun and philanthropy. And then, and also I am starting back. So when my mom got ill about 4 years ago, I left the gay men's chorus, which I had been involved in for about 8 years. And I'm returning to GMCTB, Gay Men's Chorus of Tampa Bay. So we have our first practice in a couple weeks, but we'll have a fall concert and we'll have a holiday concert,
Yep.
Christmas concert too.
Well, that's really exciting.
and we have a new director.
Yeah, Jeremiah Cummings. Yeah, he
Yes.
is. Yeah, so I'll be singing with you.
Yes.
Should be a lot of fun.
That's right. We're in the
Yes.
choir.
Yes, we're in the
Yes.
choir. Woohoo.
Yay.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, welcome back to the choir. Yeah, it's going to be really, really fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm a tenor too. What are you?
I am a tenor too.
Oh, awesome.
So yes,
We're even
yeah,
in the
we'll be
same
singing
section.
together. That is so much fun. Yeah, I've been involved with the choir for a year, and it's brought so much joy. I was really surprised. I had never been in a choir before. So yeah, welcome
Yes.
back. That's exciting.
Yes.
So we talked a lot about community involvement, civic courage. If you could maybe have one final takeaway for folks to kind of take away from you, what nugget would you want them to have?
I think it's what I was talking about kind of at the onset, is that this award for Equality Florida came along at a time that, where I am one of many that are not at ease with the current state of affairs.
Mhm.
And so I think that doing things you love, whether it's in the LGBT community, Q plus community, or not, or not, but just being involved in things you love and not letting fear paralyze you. Stay active in the things that you love. And if you see a platform to make effectual change of the things coming down the pike that scare you, then get involved. Be the voice. Look at what Equality Florida trips to legislature when they're going on. Participate in one of them. Support their agenda. You know, these are organizations that are resisting.
Right.
So, and what's their thing? Resist. So, resist it through action. Get involved. Don't let, you can talk a lot about what you're scared about. You can live in fear. You can do all those things. You can be fearful, but do something about it. Put yourself at ease and try to make a change.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I do think a lot of our guests, and I'm sure Paul would agree, it's about just really getting out of your comfort zone and taking that first step.
Yes.
And then it's all just downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and vote.
Oh, absolutely.
Vote.
Rock the vote, everybody. Rock the vote.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
We all got to do that.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you calling that out because it seems so second nature, but it is a great reminder for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Paul, any final questions for Jason or anything else from you?
So I just want to say, I truly admire you, Jason. You are, a positive light in the community. And I think one of the reasons why I wanted to start the podcast was to shine a positive light on the community and bring people on that were truly making a difference. So you being on the show has been quite an honor, for us. So we're happy that you agreed to come on.
Well, I'm honored. You're honored. We're all honored.
Thank you so much. It was really wonderful.
It's an honoring kind of day.
Right.
I appreciate it, guys. This has been a lot of fun. This is my first podcast.
Wow. Okay, you're a natural. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, I don't know, maybe you run for office one day. You just never know.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's
tough. I got to keep my day job.
Right.
It's tough. As having a husband that has run for political office before, it's not easy.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a huge commitment. And maybe in a few years, I'll be ready. We'll see. I'm keeping my eye on the options. Let's just say that.
Well, if you do end up running at some point, we'll flash this clip.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Paul, any final thoughts from you?
No. So if you would like to be a guest on the Skittle Squad podcast or would like to be an advertiser, you can reach us at contact@theskittlesquad.com.
Jason, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks, guys. Thank you
Please,
all so much.
everyone, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.